Hi guys, so this is my spoiler review of Baby Driver. So this is basically where I won't be reviewing the plot because I've already done that in my previous video. It'll be a shorter video because I will be taking certain like Easter eggs and spoilers and really analysing them in depth. So if you haven't seen the movie, I wouldn't recommend watching this unless you don't have an interest and you just want to hear my thoughts. Then go ahead and watch it. So let's start, shall we? So first of all, let's talk about one of my main issues with the movie, which I said if you stuck around for the ending of my non-spoiler review, I basically said that it takes a lot for people to die in this. So take for example John Hamm's character, who starts off really nice in the movie, but then he turns on Baby and he ends up because basically his girlfriend gets shot and dies by the police, and it's all Baby's fault because he refused to be the getaway driver. So he turns rogue on Baby, and John Hamm manages to get shot about 3 or 4 times while the police survive. Get hit with a crowbar by Baby's girlfriend Deborah. Get shot in the leg by Baby. Manage a car plummets and he hits the ground and still survives. He gets shot by Kevin Spacey's character and he still isn't dead, and it takes him like a couple more shots to actually die. But then it's not just him, it's like Kevin Spacey's character, he gets shot a couple of times in the back without dying, and it's like, but it's not the fact that they don't die, he just walks it off like kind of nothing. He just keeps shooting, and even John Hamm's girlfriend early on in the film gets shot in the arm and she just kind of shrugs it off for a few seconds, not there like sat there like bleeding out. So it comes across like they're very kind of have a high pain threshold, like an unrealistic high pain threshold, and they can withstand and they're pretty much indestructible. Like, I don't remember if any of you ever played GTA 4, but Nico Bellic, he could survive like a rocket launcher, helicopters, all that, and still be okay. So that was my real main nitpick with it. So also what I didn't mention in my non-spoiler review and what I liked is that they showed how Baby got his ears damaged, his ears ringing, and they didn't just say, oh, his ears ring because basically his mum and his dad used to fall out a lot. He said his mother was a singer, and one day the mother basically was in the car. They were fighting. They didn't know where they were going, and basically the car hit the wall and it caused Baby to get loads of scars and his ears to struggle, but also it meant that both his parents were dead. And what I liked about that is that even though they didn't explicitly say this, it was kind of implied that the reason Baby became such a getaway driver is because he witnessed and he knew the war was coming and he tried to tell them, but even back then he was so engrossed in his music. So I think it was implied, I mean, comment down below if you think I'm wrong, but I think it was implied that the reason Baby basically became such a good driver is because he didn't want any accidents like that to be avoided. And I thought that was just a really good... This movie excels very well in getting things across without saying a lot. I mean, the main character, Baby, he doesn't say a lot at all, but you get across his emotions and his feelings, and that is still a very good job and a very impressive feat. I haven't seen something like that done since Mad Max Fury Road, but that's more of an action film. Anyway, I digress. But it was just very impressive that's what I took from it. Joe Wass, if you could comment down below and see what you took from it, but that's what I gathered. Also, as there aren't many spoilers to talk about with this movie, I'm just going to talk about a couple more things. I'm going to talk about the ending of the movie, and basically what happens is John Hamm's character basically shoots baby in the ears, and his ears start to kind of like he goes partly deaf. I don't think he goes fully deaf because he can still hear Deborah. I think the ringing is just increasing. You can't listen to his music anymore because there's a part in the car where he's holding the speaker and putting his hand on the speaker so he could hear his mum sing. But basically, that happens, and Deborah basically takes him away in the car. They get on this bridge, and the police are there, and Deborah gets ready to kind of ram them and try and escape, and he puts the brakes on. He says, "No, I've got to do it." And she's like, "Why?" And he's like, because you don't belong in this world." And I really like that, and that's what I was talking about in my non-spoiler review, is the fact that it's not all a happy ending. It's very much ending on a sad note. Although we do see him in prison, and he might get out. But just because they open up the possibility that he could get out within 5 years, even though he's given 25 years, I hope they don't use that as an opportunity to make a sequel. It's like with Kingsman: The Golden Circle. Even though that looks good, my fear is that it will kind of be a rehash of what we saw before, and I don't want that to happen to such a solid, strong film like Baby Driver. So the last thing I'm going to talk about is one of the things we never see in the trailers, and in fact in most of the reviews I've seen from America when that first came out, no one addressed, even in their spoiler reviews, the relationship between Baby and his foster dad. His foster dad was called Joe, and he was basically in a wheelchair and he was completely deaf. So I like the dynamic they had. Like, they would be always talking in sign language, like he'd be saying in sign language, "Who's the girl?" and he'd be like, "What girl?" and he'd be playing really loud music and Joe wouldn't be bothered, but so Joe could listen to it, he'd put his hand on the speaker so he could hear it. So yeah, that's all I have to really say for spoilers, but I really enjoyed the movie, and particularly the dynamic between Joe and Baby. Alright, thanks for watching guys, bye!